Rod, if you want to give a quick kind of introduction to the tool, and then maybe just dive in, right, and share your screen, and we could show people how it actually works.
Yeah, it's something with a very simple concept basically, but usually when you think about trading, you think about like looking at one chart, and you do your thing and you fit your system in there, strategy, and you make a decision, okay, this is good or not. But you still have to find an asset, right? And turns out that finding an asset is as important as actually trading it, because if you're trading a bad asset, I mean, it doesn't matter how good your strategy is, there's simply no entry point or not enough range for you to trade. So at least me, when I started getting better in trading, my strategy was turning out good. I've discovered that I was spending way too much time with research. I
Yeah.
was like doing a lot of research, trying to find good stuff going on, and then I realized that I was actually spending more time trying to find trades than actually trading.
Hmm.
So I try to create an indicator that kind of gives you an overall view of the whole market, and it kind of tells you, hey, pay attention to this because there's volatility in there, and this is close to a reversal zone. So that's basically what it does. So I'm gonna share my screen, and we can actually look at it.
Yeah, let's
So
jump in and look at it. So just to clarify though, so you're basically looking at multiple markets, looking for assets, and looking at volatility essentially for assets to help screen the assets to find new assets, right? And I mean that's something that I spend a lot of time on too. I think probably everybody does. Just trying to find those assets that are either falling or rising, depending on if you're shorting or longing.
yeah,
It's difficult. So cool. Okay, so this is the tool right here. I take it, the one on the right hand bottom corner there, right?
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So
That's
I'm gonna
this.
make it easier for you. I'm sorry for the confusion, but I was trading, so it was kind of with my setup.
Yeah. No.
But basically, first things first, that's the usual chart that someone's used to see and stuff, and then there are the whole other indicators and stuff. And how does it work? So the indicators you want to see that we're talking about, it's the ones here, okay, on your lower right part of the screen. And what they do, it's basically they track one asset, right, per line. So you can see with one glance at this smaller portion of the screen
Yep.
10 different assets, you
Hmm.
know? And it's really that simple. For instance, the upper part is the simple mode, which
Okay.
basically gives you circles and they will, fire depending what kind of situation you have. For instance, if you have like those kind of bluish colors, like
Hey, you know
with
what,
the
Rod? Real quick, sorry to interrupt you, but can you? Is there any way you can make it a little
like this.
bigger? Like if you get either minimized, yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
That'll really show people. Okay, cool.
Yeah. So, for instance, if you have something like this, this area here, let me see if I can get it. It's not drawing for some reason. It's just, oh, there you go.
Oh, trading. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's something with the other chart. But basically, if you have this area here that's blue, it means that whatever move it's doing, it's close to its end. Why it's good? Because man, I'm not telling you how we're gonna trade it, or what's their strategy, or I'm just saying like, hey, this is a good asset to buy,
Got
right?
it.
And when it blinks in green or red, for instance, here it's red and here it's green. You can see both situations.
Oh, yep,
It means
yep.
that probably this is a bearish reversal, and this means that it's probably a bullish reversal. And here, on the one on the bottom, it's a little more advanced. It has more information.
Hmm.
Okay, so we're gonna go from there because basically everything that the simple mode tells you, it's already in the advanced mode. For instance, let's observe the second line here. In the second line on the simple mode, you have like this green area, and then you have this long blue area,
Yep.
right? If you look at the second line here, at the same area, you're gonna see what I'm talking about, which is basically this area here.
Got it.
So you see the oscillator, it's all blue, but in this specific area here, you have those green dots,
Hmm.
which basically means, hey, we're entering on the bullish reversal zone, and this whole area looks like a reversal to me. And then you have those alpha indicators, which comes from the alpha omega volatility index, which we already talked about. So it also means that this is likely a very aggressive reversal.
Okay.
It might be, a better range, a better profit.
Yeah.
So let's take a look at it and see how it looks like,
So
right?
real quickly though, before you even jump into that, how are you setting the assets in this area? Like,
Yeah,
how do you get assets in here? Yeah.
that's how we're gonna look at right now.
Okay, cool. Okay.
So when you click on the options here, you have the asset
Yeah, okay, gotcha.
part where you can simply type, the exchange, the broker you're using, and the asset. And
Yep.
then it basically does the whole thing for you. And then you can choose, like, hey, advanced mode or simple mode. And then you also can set, how sensitive the momentum oscillator is and how much the volatility, which is the alpha omega indicator is. And you can basically, increase or decrease the um, the the settings here. So
Yep.
the second one we're looking at turns out it's Bitcoin.
Oh, that's
Crazy, right?
funny.
Yeah. So we're gonna look at two situations here. Basically, this whole aggregated part here, which is the first reversal, and then the second reversal, which is here, because you have another alpha and another oversold area.
Yep.
And we're gonna see how good those signals are. Honestly, I have no idea because I haven't traded Bitcoin,
Yep.
but let's take a look at it. So let's go to, it was Poloniac, so Paul, BTC, USD. There.
And yeah, if there's any way you could remove that the U.S. dollar chart, that might help to make
You mean this?
make that one a little bigger, maybe. Like if
You
you
mean
put
this?
the
Yeah.
Bitcoin chart over um the scanner.
I'm gonna do even better. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna just
Cool.
do the,
Yeah, that'll be good. Yeah, perfect.
there we go. So give it
Perfect.
a second to load. And it's interesting because you see Bitcoin has some very aggressive moves.
Yep.
So therefore, there's some good stuff to study. So basically, we're gonna look at those two reversal zones here that we're talking about,
Yep.
right? So basically, Bitcoin has been sinking, right?
Yep. A lot.
So yeah. So trading reversals in general, in this case, they're dangerous.
Sure.
Why? Because just like every other oscillator, if you draw a middle line, you're gonna see that basically this asset has been on the negative portion of it for a
Mm.
very long time. So it means that it's downtrending a lot.
Okay, so just to
Therefore,
make sure people are clear on that, so when the line is kind of at the bottom half, that means it's bearish. I mean, right? That's kind of a
yeah,
bearish
yeah,
indicator.
it's pretty. Yeah, usually that's how it is with centered oscillators.
Yep.
So if it's under the middle line, negative movement, above it, positive,
Yep.
bullish, whatever.
Yep.
Okay, so basically, if you look at this line, depending on how you trade it, because you see, it's really up how you interpret the indicators you have. Like if you're more aggressive, like when you're trying to buy oversold and overbought positions, you're trying to pick bottoms. You
Yep.
know, and when you trade something like this, it's going under the bearish zone. You're trading trends, so it's
Hmm.
basically how you trade. I'm not gonna enter, in that specific
Yep.
situation, but
Yep.
let's look at this. So basically, you had this huge drop here, boom, and basically it starts all the way here, and the indicator already tells you here, hey, we're entering on the bearish zone, basically here.
Yep.
Okay, so after that, what happens is it's pretty, well, easy
So
to
just
understand.
so just from that line there, turning if you get rid of that circle, the red circle there, you're showing that we are bullish in bullish territory. The line's turning red, and then it actually drops kind of below that halfway mark, which is essentially the start of that bearish, the bigger bearish drop, basically.
Exactly. Like, for instance, you have to understand what the indicator is giving you so you can trade it properly. Like, when you're seeing moves like this, like waves, those moves are really good to day trade,
Yep.
faster positions because the market's changing faster. And this situation is just tanking,
Yep.
you see? So the moves are taking like 3 times longer. By the time it recovers just a tiny bit. Here you would have three tops. You see what I
Oh,
mean?
I see what you mean. And,
So
and
you
is
gotta
that
understand
is that why there's that bigger drop there? Is that kind of what that's reflecting?
exactly because also buyers lose momentum. I mean, you have to understand. Like, imagine you're trading,
Yeah,
right? And then you're buying an asset, and then you're buying, some here and then some here. You might even be in profit here,
sure.
but then it tanks again, and then it starts tanking. You're likely to sell everything here,
Yeah,
very likely. And if you're stupid enough, you're gonna sell here,
sure.
which which also happens. Those guys are like, okay, I'm not gonna talk about those guys because they clearly don't have any financial knowledge. But the thing is, the psychology behind it is like you're likely to sell it, especially like when you're trading something as volatile as Bitcoin. That tells you, like you're expecting faster profits.
Yeah,
So it's unlikely for you to see a drop like that, especially after the whole, polemic, the 20K rundown.
yeah,
So, you're skeptical. You're gonna let it go easily.
yeah,
And that's what I'm saying. Like, if you buy it here and you're waiting for a reversal, that's why it tanks like that because people are buying and then, it's just not going up. Everybody's waiting for the big reversal and, it doesn't happen. And then all these people that have been buying here at the first big, dump,
yeah,
all the guys who have been believing that it was gonna, recover, dumped too, and that's
yeah,
what we're seeing here.
yeah.
You know, so it's pretty easy to understand. But then, look, it's like I'm saying. Now that we're seeing the big thing, you see how it goes in waves. Like here, the wave's not so long than the wave. I mean, the wave's longer here.
Yeah.
When you have longer waves, it's better to trade trending things. And then when you have waves like close and wild like that, then you want to do faster trades.
Okay.
Because you see, this tells you what's going on with the market. And I'm going to prove you how it's true. So let's get those two big moves here. This basically was an up move and then a down move,
Mm-hmm.
an active move. And they're longer than a usual woo, 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 right?
Yep. They're long
What do I
waves.
mean by that? So let's get the time it breaks here and then it sells here. And then you're going to understand. It breaks basically here and then it sells basically there. Yeah. There.
Okay.
I think that's a good trade.
Yeah.
In the same way that you could have shorted here and then you would have longed here,
Yeah.
which is basically here, which is another very good trade.
Yeah.
Probably if you try to pick a bottom, you would be kind of in a bad situation. For instance, this is a trending asset, okay? So then you try to buy a bottom here. Look where this bottom is. It's
Mm,
here. It's a good bottom,
sure.
But are you this good to see, spike off and then have, good profits and, good take profit rules, good, stop loss rules? Because this is something that's happening fast.
Yeah.
It's just a hard trade. That's all I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
You would lose a good trade. It's a good trade. It's definitely a good trade. I mean, it's a lot of money in not a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 30% in 7 days. It's amazing.
Yeah.
But you gotta know what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas trading assets, they're not so aggressive.
Okay.
You know?
So go back to that example you were showing where you had highlighted.
Okay, here.
Yeah. Because I'm
So
kind of
basically,
yeah.
once again, this is a trending asset. So you might wanna be careful when you're trying to pick bottoms.
Okay.
Because it's been tanking for a very long time and it's pretty obvious that any damn indicator is going to pop up here.
Okay. Yeah.
And you call it, whatever indicator it is, this move is just too far out of the normal.
That
So
makes
everything's
sense.
going to, everything is going to light up.
Yep.
So it's just dangerous. Unfortunately, it's not so precise because this is meant to look overall.
Yep.
Because the way I use it's kind of like this. You see? Yeah, I know it's crazy and all, but I mean, with one look, I can basically track like, 60 assets.
Yeah, so I mean, let's go through this really quickly. So you have, yeah, you literally have about 60 assets. Wait, real quick, go back to that view if you don't mind, real quick.
Yeah.
You have like 60 assets in there, and how do you do a quick scan every like time you look at it? Let's say you're checking it daily or whatever, and you're just looking for divergence in I guess a couple of different ways. You're looking for the alphas or
Well,
the right? I
it
mean,
depends. It depends on what I'm looking for in the day. If I want to do longer positions, I might look for something like the one we're looking at.
mhm,
Like
mhm.
this one is clearly a downtrending asset, which is this one that we're studying. You know,
Yeah,
and those are repeating, so you can see that it's basically the same thing.
yeah,
But if I'm looking for a longer position, I'm gonna look for something like this with slower moves that remain in a certain area for a very long time.
okay,
So I'm gonna try to trade with the trend because it's clear it's a downtrend. I'm not gonna try to trade a reversal here.
yeah,
That's how I do it. I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's good because you see that the reversal in a trending asset was actually a good one. This one we're talking about here.
okay, yeah,
Here and here. You would have shorted here and then sell all of this, but you
yep,
would have lost all this move here, which is tradable, but not my style.
yep,
So long, slow moves training. If not, those are good for scalping, for instance, scalping or intraday or whatever. So let's look at what we have here. In the first line, we have euro, dollar, second line, Bitcoin, third line, dollar, Brazilian real, fourth line, Tesla, Nasdaq, and last line, Cardano, Bitcoin. So based on that, we're gonna look on different things, and from that, we're gonna look how they behave differently.
okay,
Trading assets, pretty easy. It's likely that Bitcoin is gonna go down. I would simply not trade the uptrend.
yep,
I know a lot of people that have been trying to guess the bottom with technical indicators with Bitcoin.
yep,
Well, they have been crying for many months already.
yeah.
So,
Go.
you
I'm
know what I
curious.
mean?
Go ahead, go ahead.
So what I would do here is, this is a downtrending,
Yep,
right, asset. So why do you want to try to buy the reversal? Why don't you try to short the next stop?
that's a
You see?
better. Yeah,
So the trade here, it's not all of these reversals here. The trade here, it's this. That's your trade here. You want to get in the best possible
yeah,
correction down. For instance, the indicator here, it's going up, right? Up, 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 up. Oh, great, it's going up. Yeah, but here you're still trading, okay, there's a good signal here that indicated the spike. Yeah, but there were sucky signals here.
yeah,
And our mind tends to see just what we want to see. Okay? So it's going up, up, up. That's what the noobs are gonna try to trade all of this. They're gonna lose money here, probably they're gonna lose some more here, and
yeah,
then probably get it right here, and then they're gonna break even, probably not because of the commissions.
yeah.
But then if you're good, you actually want to short it because man,
It's down. Yeah, it's going down.
it's down. You don't have to be a genius, it's going down. So what you're trying to do is to short the next stop. That's safe. So once it's green, reverses, boom, it turns red right here. So you have all this time, if you're smart enough, you just, short when it turns red sometime here. Oh, but it goes up. Yes, it does go up.
But then,
But
yeah,
then once again, you're trading in favor with the trend. Even if you buy here, look,
it's still down. Yeah, it's 9,
it's
and then
still down. And then
yeah,
if you sell it on the next reversal, which is basically here, if you buy, it goes all the way to the oversold and it starts recovering when it crosses up this line here. Let's look at the profit. So you shorted here and you're gonna execute here. It's not bad, man.
yeah,
8% profit in 30 days in a market that have been, bleeding all over. It's
mm,
not bad. But you see, it's how you use the context, and we have been talking a lot about this. You know,
Go,
if you don't understand the context, you're gonna just be, but doesn't matter. Let's see
go,
another type of trade
yeah,
so we can compare. For instance, this one. This one's like this.
go to Tesla. Is that Tesla? I think that might be.
That's Tesla.
Yeah, go to
It,
Tesla. I'd be curious to see that.
you see, this is very different. You see how it's bouncing. Probably the behavior is gonna be something like this.
It's more consistent, it looks like.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I mean, it looks
So
like it's more consistent.
there you go. That's what I'm saying. You see,
Yeah.
when it's like that, it remains within a channel.
Yep.
Pretty easy to see. Pretty easy to see. I'm gonna make it white so everybody sees it better. Boom.
Yep.
Those are the that's what I like to trade. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because when you have this information that it's surfing,
Yep.
you know that it's gonna remain in this channel. And then what do? You measure the channel. We're talking about a range of 30% of profits.
Okay.
Okay? So basically, what you're gonna do is to trade the ping pong, whatever you call this stuff.
Yep.
So now it's the nice part. So basically, you're buying all the oversold, overbought positions. You buy here, and then you sell anywhere here. You buy here, and then you sell anywhere over here.
Yep.
And then you buy here, and then you sell anywhere over here. And then you buy here, and then you sell over here. Let's see how much profit we made just by following those 1, 2, 3, 4 trades.
And this is the day chart, and this is happening it looks like approximately every month, right? I mean,
Yeah.
approximate, like once a month
So
almost.
basically, on this first signal, we would have bought in here, which is funny because it's right on the breakout line.
Yeah.
Okay, so you would have bought in here, and then you could have sold at any given time here. The first reversal signal was right here, which is on this candle here.
So I'm curious to look specifically at Tesla. Go to like the 4-hour chart or like the 2-hour or something in a lower time frame. I'm just kind
Okay.
of I'm in it, and I'm guessing or assuming it works the same way at a lower time
Yeah,
frame.
if there's enough profitability and volatility, because in this case, man, we're talking about
15.
15% in 15 days. That's 1% a day.
That's good. That's great. I mean,
That's awesome.
yeah, that's great.
If you look on the next trade, once again, man, you bought in here.
Yep.
You sold it. Let me see when it turns red. Here, right here.
So
And
what
right
are the
here.
different variations of color though? Because you have a lot of different variation going on. Like there's the different shades of blue, different
Uh-huh.
shades of like
So
how do you use that?
yeah, it's basically the strength of the trend. For instance, you see
Okay.
when it's really light, it means fast, and then it turns dark green, and then when it gets
Light.
faster, it gets lighter. You know.
Okay.
So basically, it's that. But you can simply use red and green.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty straightforward. So you see, this other trade here was basically another 1% a day.
Oh yeah.
And then the other trade here, which was basically here, man, look how this green little thing guessed the very, very bottom. Look.
That's good. So do you
And
so do
then,
you trade Tesla often? I mean, it looks like you do. You monitor it quite a
yes, I
bit.
do. I do it a lot because of this.
Yeah.
I do, man, I have been trading Tesla for a long
That
time
makes sense. Yeah.
because, man, and once again, if you measured the trade, you would have sold here,
Yeah.
like, booyah.
Another 18%, and that's good in like
Yeah, again,
24 days.
once again, it turned green right here. Look, right here.
Yep.
So you see, I'm not bullshitting anyone. Look, it turned green right here, which is this very candle here.
Yep.
And then it turned red on this very candle.
Yeah, this is awesome. So this is not only, I mean, it's not only screening assets for you, but it's literally also helping you with the strategy itself. It's almost like it's more than just screening assets, which I love because it's screening the assets, but then you can actually trade off of this, and it's a
Yeah,
consolidated version of
it's
Spectro.
just here's the thing. When we're talking strategy, there's more to it than just, entry and exit levels, but how do you enter?
Sure.
What are your stop losses rules? Is it trailing? Is it fixed? Do you have, what are your take profits?
Yeah.
Like your rules. So that's a strategy. If you don't have those, you're just winging it,
Yeah.
in my perspective. So let's look at 4 hours just to see how it goes. But I'd say it's something really close to it.
Similar, I'm guessing, but the
Yeah.
profitability may not quite be there. I mean, well,
We
it
don't
probably
know. It's just
actually.
it's really not that bad, man, because I'd like to trade, daily, but let's see 4 hours. I'm gonna get the last four trades. Okay. First thing we have to see is now the moves there's lower, Look how they're longer.
Yep.
So basically I feel like it's more or less the same trades.
Yeah.
Yeah, so when it gets longer like that, you have to also respect this kind of thing. But yet you would buy here,
Yep.
turns green right here, and then boom, goes all the way back here. And then the first two reversal indicators here, they're right there.
Yep. And what's that
Okay.
percentage? Just out of curiosity, it's probably like 10% or 7%, something like that.
That's 30% in
Oh, that's
17 days.
oh, that's 30. Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. And then you have another one, which is basically here, and then you would sell right here.
So, okay, so now let's look at today, right? So look at today and where the price is today. It's what, at like 305, something like that. 307.
Okay, so basically today, first things first. What's the trend direction?
It's going down.
Down. Great. So that's the first information I look forward to. That tells me more stuff. The
Yep.
second thing is like, okay, really tells me that this looks like,
Well, it's about to short. Yeah. I mean, you're about to fall.
yeah, because it's closer to the upper channel. It's a short, it's a downtrend. So what I would be looking at here, it's the short.
Yep.
So, oh, but what if it goes up and then I just don't trade it?
Yep.
I would set a short rule to enter. If it's not met and I lose the trade, no problem.
Yep.
you know. But you have to understand that it's better to losing trades or hard trades than try to get in every single damn trade ever.
Agreed.
And that's what the screener gives you, because you can just if you're not finding good trades because you're not looking enough, because there's simply have you really looked at this list? You know, it's really really big.
Oh, it's freaking huge. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that's
is
what I'm
there?
saying. There's
How do you? So right now, I take it you manually enter assets into Spectra, right? I mean, right now there's no. You basically have to manually enter them and then monitor them. Because what sometimes I'll do often, and I'm sure other people do this, is they'll go to some finance website and they'll look at all the losers for the day or the month or the week. They'll find losers, and then if you could put that entire list of losers into the asset tracker, you could monitor those losers, right? I don't know if you do that or if that's smart, but I'm curious your
Yeah,
take on
it's
that.
just I there are some things that I'm used to trade because I just know the companies, and I
Yeah.
know the fundamentals behind them.
Yep.
So I just keep track of the stuff that I'm usually trading. And here's the thing, man.
Yeah.
With this many assets, I haven't found any problems finding opportunities.
Yeah. No, you
So
got like 50 assets there.
yeah,
So,
so I haven't been looking for anything new. And I know this kind of sucks because I found my strategy, it's working, and I should be looking into new stuff. But I don't really love trading that much. I just want to make money. So
yeah. So hey, to humor me and go to a different company. Go to it's
sure.
Dow Chemical Company. It's DWDP. It's one I've been
DW.
yeah, DW
Can you give me the full
yeah, Dow.
listing?
It's probably Nasdaq and it's D Dow.
So I'm gonna put in the
Yeah, there
so
you go.
D.
DWDP and it's against the dollar. Well, yeah, that should work.
Let's see. Takes a little bit to load. Yeah, no, it's wrong.
Type it up at the top there, and you'll see it.
Yeah, it's just I didn't want to, look at the chart before,
Oh, I see.
so we don't say like, oh, that I think that's actually a Brazilian stock.
It's DuPont. It's a U.S. stock. It's Dow, the Dow Chemical Company. They make like laundry detergent and I don't know all kinds of
Oh,
shit.
look. They trade on the Brazilian stock,
Oh,
the
that's
Brazilian
funny.
stock market. Yeah. So,
Yeah, they're a big company, right? Dow's been around for it's been around for a long, long time. And I've been watching it. I haven't traded
oh,
it, but I've just been watching it a little bit. And I'm curious what the analyzer shows in your
it's
take.
New York. It's New York Exchange, not the
Oh, it's New York, not Nasdaq.
yeah. It's not mainstream. All right, so probably should work now,
Cool.
which is bad because now we can see the chart, which sucks. But
Yeah, no,
anyway,
sorry.
so once again, when you look at it, you have big moves. Look,
Go back to the day chart if you don't mind, because I think the day would be good.
no, I prefer the daily ones. Less hustle. There you go. Okay, so let's see what it gives us. You see, those are the channels I like to trade.
Yeah, makes sense.
And then if you look at it, let's analyze on the where they you see, and then look at the behavior of the behavior I like. You see?
Yeah, and then you can just trade right with the trend, right on the color changing. Yep, and the tops and
Yeah, because
bottoms.
then I can. Yeah, it's just easier for me to trade. Like they're more profitable. Like when I'm trading trending assets, I don't use so many technicals. You
Yeah,
know, basically.
no, makes sense.
But yeah, when it comes down to technical trading, I like shorter stuff. Like
Yeah,
you know. So let's look at it. From the whole part of it that's actually channeling here, and then when it remains there, you see this is the first time it actually didn't, it fails to go up. You see what happens to it, which is here, because it was kind of going up and down in a
yeah,
like a sinusoidal wave,
yeah.
and then it just stays here, and look how catastrophic it is
Hmm.
for this asset, because it doesn't only stays there, but stays on the worst possible negative level.
Yeah,
So when you stay there for too long, it's just too problematic.
yeah,
So let's look at what's happening now. So now it looks like it's channeling, because if you look at it, it's going
exactly.
up, down. Yeah. So then it's actually promising. You would look what would happen. I mean, the screener is not supposed to be a strategy. It
Sure.
already tells just pay attention to it.
Yeah.
And man, it's an asset that is just getting into the oversold area, which is something you want to pay attention to. As simple as that.
So is it if you delete that the red there, is it still red down on the oversold? I think it is. Yeah, it is. So you would look for now. You would keep watching this, keep watching it go down a bit. Probably will go down a little bit more. You're gonna watch for that blue/green change in color, and start watching for that bullish momentum coming up, right? And then
Yeah.
and then you'd measure the channel. Like in this case, it looks like it's getting into a channel, so you'd kind of measure that upward um, on both sides and trade accordingly. I mean, basically.
For instance, how I would do it, it's basically like on this huge downtrend here. Like if I were to trade this gap, I would use a different tool, probably spectral range, that
Sure.
tells me bottoms better. This is not very precise enough to tell you where the bottoms are. So what I would wait is for the reversal, which is like this, and then it reverses and stays there. But then it didn't really reverse because this bottom's actually lower than
Yep.
that. So it's not really a big reversal. So what I would do is short it. Okay? We're looking for a short. Remember, trading with the trend.
Yep.
It's going down. Okay? So I'm using the simple mode just to show you how simple this is. So basically, the first time it tells you like, hey, pay attention, it's here. Okay? So why it's not drawing? Yeah, it's not drawing that for some reason, but you can see here, right? And basically, the blue pops up here and pops off right here. So this
Yep.
channel here, this whole area, the spectrum screener will tell you, hey, pay attention, that a reversal might happen.
Okay.
That's what the simple mode is supposed to tell you. Just, hey, pay attention because this asset is moving very weirdly. And remember you're talking about the biggest losers?
Yep.
So it already tell you by this that this is one of the biggest losers.
Yep. That's probably how I found it, really.
Yeah. So you see it already, hey, pay attention to it. And then once again, you have the blue areas turning on right here and turning off right here. Look.
Yep.
And then once again, you have one right here. Look. Right here.
Yep.
And that's the one I'm looking for.
So
Because
you're looking for the another blue to basically turn on.
agreeing with the trend.
Or sorry,
see,
green, yeah.
because we had those two ones that are agreeing with it.
Yep.
But they're blue, but they're not agreeing with the downtrend. So I don't want to trade those. Yes, that's an amazing trade and all. Yeah, sure.
Well, sure.
But that's the safe trade.
To short
And
that, yeah.
in fact, it is. You see, it's the easiest one with the cleanest signals, and then boom. Really not that bad, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm not even using anything else to get in or out. That's what I'm saying. Just keeping it short and sweet. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Now,
For instance,
now,
same thing again. Look, if you look at here, right here, it's just two little points here.
same short, yep. But how do you know? Okay, so you're looking. When would you actually short it, right? Because the two blue dots come up.
Exactly.
And
Exactly. But that's the strategy. The spectrum is not meant, to trade it for you, just, to give you assets
Sure.
that you want to trade.
Yep.
And then when it comes down to, how you're going to trade it, and that's where the spectrum, or our
Right.
other indicators, they actually help you.
That
Because this is just a screener, for instance. In this case, how you would trade it, let's use just Spectra, which is, our best one, which has everything. So it depends on what you want to trade.
Yeah.
So here, there you go. Now we have it. So let's get this over with. So
Okay.
as you can see,
got an alpha.
those blue background areas, they are already that thing that spectrum gives you.
Yep.
Okay? So that will facilitate for you to observe, how they're gonna look like and what we're talking about. So you don't have to, keep drawing those annoying lines and stuff. So our software is meant to work together.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna just, what do you wanna trade? Do you wanna trade the reversal? What would you be looking
Yeah, let's say
for?
the reversal. Let's say the reversal on the uptrend.
You mean this
Uh,
reversal?
yeah.
Okay, that's the hardest one to
Or
trade simply because it's really aggressive, but we can trade it.
or the next one. I mean, that's fine.
Because you see, it's the good old catch the falling knife.
Yeah.
And that, like, I talked about it several times. I'm just too conservative. I don't like to trade this stuff.
Yeah.
Simply because it's just too hard.
It's dangerous.
Like, yeah. I mean, what I would do is to set everything on super conservative, but still, it's just something that I know all the indicators are going to go wild.
yeah.
So I would use something like, you see, even the most conservative versions of it,
Well, yeah, it lights up all over. Yeah.
And you see, the problem is like when it comes down to stocks, you have gaps, man, and gaps are dangerous as fuck. For instance, look at this gap here, where it opens here, and then where it opens
Yeah,
here.
that's crazy.
So when it comes down, yeah, it's a
10%,
huge gap.
8%.
So if you lost the entry here, and if you left like a buy, market price, when it opens, I've seen it. And that's what I'm saying, man. You would be screwed. You would definitely be on top there. So that's why I don't like to trade it, but let's try to trade it and how I would do that. Probably the way I would do it is to use very conservative settings and yeah.
Or you could
and
do
the
the next one.
oscillator.
You could do the next
No,
one
no, no.
better.
Let's do it hard. Let's do it hard. Otherwise, it's just too easy, right?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna change some stuff here, so we don't have as many information here because we don't want that. So basically, the first thing I want to look for it's the volume. The volume it's the most important part for me in this case because the volume tends to reverse first.
Okay.
Okay, it's something that usually the volume just reverses a little before than the trend and the price. So for instance, that's how I would trade it right here. So this color here under the chart, those are the volume indicators, okay?
Yep.
So keeping it simple, the darker it is, the stronger the trend, and the lighter it is, um, easier it's getting, and well, green bullish and red
Okay.
bearish. So you see, you have this huge down momentum here, and then it gets green over here
Yeah.
on this area. So that means that there were some people that started to accumulate more here. And those are probably the guys who sold out here. But it means that people are starting to buy,
Okay.
which is completely understandable considering, let's see, because probably this is kind of, a strong,
Support.
if you look at it. Yeah, you see, it has kicked a few times here. So
Yeah.
probably some people are like, okay, it's going to bounce and some stuff. So why I would not buy there? So I'm using those channels, as you can see, that they give you like this red area and this green area. And as you can see, the price is still on the green area.
Yep.
The first time it actually gets out of the area, it's just here.
Oh, and it enters that red area above. Yeah, I see what you mean.
You see, so by the time this stuff's, is starting to cross here, this would be probably the entry
That's
signal.
like the safest spot. Yeah.
Yeah, but still it's dangerous because you see that's between the high and the open,
Yeah.
and that means that you would have been smart enough to place your order here,
Yeah.
because you see how it's dangerous because sometimes you lose the entry here and you're gonna set a buy order for the next day,
Uh-huh.
and then
Yep.
and you see why it's hard to
And you'll
trade.
buy it. Yeah, I see what you mean. Yep.
Yeah, so it's very hard to trade this because
Mm-hmm.
you have to think fast. You have a small entry zone. The indicators. You're catching a falling knife. It's dangerous, bro.
Yeah.
Very dangerous. So it's up
Okay.
to you. What I would rather trade is the shorts, which are
Yep.
very easy. For instance, it's a downtrend. We know it. And look, it's I don't know why people complicate things. Look, I'm not gonna. I like to trade usually like this because I have, I trust my indicators. I don't need the candles. I know some people are gonna, but the patterns is blah blah blah. Okay, sure, but that's how I trade it. So this chart is just so great because it touches the extremely overbought area,
Yep.
and then you see during a downtrend, hardly ever this happens.
Mm. Okay.
So you already know that when the price enters here, at any given time that you choose to, short it, it's a smart time.
Yeah.
And look, you have all this price range to short.
So
And then
anytime it
look at
gets in
the
the oversold at the extreme levels like that, yeah, and you see the alpha pop or the omega
yeah,
popping up as well.
because you have this huge guy helping you out here.
Yep.
Why
Yep.
why you want to buy it here when this guy is actually against you here.
Yep.
And here it's favoring you. That's trading with the trend. And it's as
That
simple as that. It's
that makes a
as
lot of
simple as
sense.
that. And check it out,
12%.
12%.
So now though on the flip side, if you look, so now today, literally, if you look at that green candle at the bottom there, it's about to enter the oversold area, right? Not quite yet,
Exactly.
but it's getting there.
So you see, I have some rules in terms of and that's what I'm talking about, strategy and such. So it gets easier for me because when I'm trading most of assets, my stop loss rules like whatever crosses any channel up. If I'm shorting, for instance, the price is going down here,
Yep.
then it crosses up here. I would sell it here. That's my stop loss. I take
Okay.
profit. You see? So, oh, but you're losing. Yeah, I'm losing, but I'm losing actually making
No, yeah, you're not
10% in 5 days.
right.
You know, so it's very hard for someone to convince me that's a bad trade.
Yeah. No,
You
it's
know,
a great trade.
yeah, I know that it's likely that it might go here and there, but man, I bought it in a very good price and I have a 10% profit.
Yeah.
You know,
So if you were trading now, you would keep watching this to go to the oversold and basically wait till it forms that channel or to confirm it's going to form that channel.
yeah. So now it's a sucky area because you see it's compressed.
Yep.
So
Oh, I see. Yep.
the more and more, the riskier it gets because the moves get smaller
Got it. Yep.
before it breaks out. So you want to trade it here, when
Yep.
it's starting. But we don't know how this channel is going to turn out. So you have to wait to see.
That makes a
But
lot of sense. Yeah.
yeah, it's likely. But you see, we don't know yet.
Yeah.
Why? Because this low was lower than this low. So far,
It's still going
everything
down.
tells you that it's going to be here.
Yeah.
So I would definitely not wait for the bounce. I would not long it. I would just wait for it to come here and then whoa,
And then
it's
wait.
going
Yep.
down.
Yep.
Short here.
Damn, I love it. I love it every time. I love we get these are awesome lessons, and I mean I think I mean the asset analyzer. If you want to go back to that real quick, we should wrap that up because I think
Yeah,
thanks for going through this one though. That's a great one.
no worries.
So the asset analyzer, I'm excited. So this is launching on Monday, right? Or in a few
No,
days.
it's out. It's been on beta testing, but now it's officially out.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah,
So it's officially live. So if anybody wants to use
yeah,
that, you can. Just click on the
yeah.
link below in the video. But and you can get this Spectrum screener with Spectra M here. So that's awesome. I'm gonna fire this up literally today
All
and
right.
add like 50 assets and just watch it for the next 2 weeks. Just kind of watch how how it goes.
Yeah, and you see, you can tweak things, like if you're more conservative or not, if you're more conservative, you increase the number. So when you increase the number, it means that you're taking in consideration more data.
Got it.
So, one bar makes less influence, less impact.
Yeah.
So the bigger it is this number, more conservative the triggers get. It
Okay.
means that it's lower, but it gives stronger signs.
What do you
Sometimes you're gonna lose a good part of the move. If you're more aggressive, you just decrease them.
So are you generally, as a rule of thumb, like being conservative? I would imagine you put that number a bit higher than 20, just like on a general. I mean, I know it depends on the strategy, but just being more conservative, would you start
I
off
have been
higher?
using those numbers. I have been using those numbers for a very long time.
Okay, okay, and that's the
Just
default, I
like
think.
that.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Because you see, I just, the screener just gives you an overall view.
Yeah.
It doesn't give me the trade. The trade, it's the other baby here,
Yep.
you know? But you see, there's just, hey, take a look at that. And then I take a look at it, oh, that seems good.
Man, I
You know,
want.
if it's here, oh, it's bad. But then if I look at it and it's here, oh, that's actually a good, I'm short it.
Yeah. I want to try to use all these indicators together in the form of a strategy because I've seen a lot of these, but I haven't actually been able to use all the indicators. Right? They've been only recently released. So, but
Oh, yeah.
I like the idea of creating or crafting a strategy based on all of these indicators, looking for confluence across all of them, and your probability of trading just goes significantly up. I mean, um, and I'm not a professional using these tools, so it'll be interesting to
Oh,
see
yeah.
what I craft up, and I'd be curious for you to look at it after I craft it up and say, hey, that type of strategy makes sense, knowing you can tweak X, Y, and Z, right? So,
But after we have been having those calls and all the assets you presented me, all of them were interesting.
sure. Okay.
Did you realize that how like after we had those talks, like everything that you have been trading, man, you made like those 20% profits in the last week, and you
Yeah.
know
Yeah, no, and I haven't actually made a video on that. I should have made a video on that, but so
you
I made two
should.
trades actually. I think one was about 8%, the other was about 20%, and that was
Wow.
literally just based off of Spectral M. I didn't even use any of these other plugins or other indicators, and so I think combining them together is
Oh yeah.
key. I mean, it just adds so much strength and probability to your trades. I think.
Just a quick one, just to see how like you have this drop.
Yep.
Then you see the first one, it reverses this. Look,
Yep.
you see, it's just, and that's something that it's like, really important to me because that's one of the things I trade most money, on this specific asset.
Oh, in forex. Yep.
Yeah, because that's where, my 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 net worth is, in between dollars and Brazilian reais, so I'm always
Mm,
shifting them. So
that's
this for me is
smart.
like one of the, yeah, it's really important for me because basically it's I trade with a lot of money,
No,
like
that's really smart though, and I don't think most people like average Joes. I mean, I know a lot of people probably do it professionally, but like literally, if you have a good nest egg in your bank account, right? Typically, an American would hold it in dollars, right? But there's nothing
hmm
stopping from anybody from literally just going back and forth. You could even use Canadian dollars versus U.S. dollar. I know that's probably more 1 to 1, but it's actually a smart move just to be fluctuating back and forth like that.
let me show you something. Just those guys don't have volume,
Yeah.
but I know a guy who made some serious money. So do you remember when the war on Iraq was like really popping?
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, that's crazy. I've never seen a chart like that.
Yeah, that's the Iraqis. You see, and that's the stuff we're talking about. Like if you're smart enough, like boom.
Yeah,
See,
that's a
it's really
lot.
not that bad. But I know a teacher that actually bought a lot of um, Iraqi diner, whatever, during the Iraqi war, and they made a lot of money.
Oh, I bet. I mean, now though, now that the war's over, it looks like it's starting to trend up. I mean, it's hard to see. It's hard.
Exactly.
It is. Yeah, it's slightly going up. I mean, yeah, right there it is a lot, but the trend is going up. So now that the war's over, be interesting to see what happens there.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. You just have to pay attention because there's a lot of stuff going on everywhere,
Yeah.
everywhere, all the time. Like, oh, but the trades I'm doing, they're not so great. It's because you're just not looking enough. The
Yeah.
world's big.
I'm so excited to use this the Spectrum screener though because that will save just so much time of research. To be honest,
Yeah,
like that in and of itself is worth $50 a month because like literally just
I
spending the
know.
time to find assets it takes forever. So you know,
I know. I know. And hey, I'm gonna give it to you, but it's fast. Whoever watch this is gonna get lucky. But I just did like this special release coupon code just until Sunday, just for the most active members, and it's basically, let me write it down for you guys.
yeah,
So if any one of you want, it's this. That's the coupon code. It gives you 60% off,
nice.
60% off on the yearly plans of the new ones,
Okay,
including the screener. So basically, the screener is gonna be like $80 for you to buy for the whole year.
wow, $80 for the year. That's great.
Yeah, but
I'll put,
it's just until Sunday.
okay.
It's something that I did for the guys on Telegram. So maybe if it takes too long to release this video, it's probably not gonna be working. And Sunday, when I mean Sunday, I mean Sunday the 10th.
The 10th. I will try to
Yeah, the
publish
10th
this
of
tonight.
February.
I'll try to
Yeah.
publish this tonight, and I'll try to send out some messages. But anybody watching this quickly, 60% off for
Yeah.
the year with that coupon code Loyal Prize. I'll put that all in the show notes, so you guys can just click on it.
Yeah. And
But
forever. It's lifetime. So if you're fast enough, well, you're lucky.
that's awesome. Cool.
Yeah.
Well, let's leave it at that. Thank you, Rod. This is awesome. I love this new tool. I love the Spectrum screener. Super excited to use it. And I'll post this, guys. And I will hope to have you back, Rod, and go through some more stocks. Maybe next time we go through, I'll have a couple stocks we can go through, and maybe even I can craft like maybe a lightweight, like simple strategy, right? And you could plug holes in it, right? Punch holes in it and see what's wrong with it.
Yeah.
Or even help build on top of it, right? So we'll do that next time. I think that'll be beneficial for people. Thanks again. Anything you want to leave people with for kind of like last comments, if there's anything.
No, I think we covered everything. We're good.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right, talk to you later, Rod. Thanks a lot. And guys,
Thank you,
love
Dave.
what you
See you
see.
soon.
If you guys like what you see, click on that subscribe button, and we'll pump out content like this more and more and more. All right, guys, I'm Dave from Crypto Camacho. Thanks, Rod, for being here. Talk to you next time.
Bye.